Hi survivors! Today we're going to cook some ghirardelli brownies. These are my favorite brownies ever, and you know what? They're just from the box. Right here I have all my cooking ingredients. I have my spatula, the box with all the ingredients except for an egg, water, vegetable oil. So we have large brown eggs here that we're going to use one of. Vegetable oil from 365 Whole Foods. Got our mixing bowl. And then we have 2 measuring cups here that we're going to use. So let's start opening up the box and pouring in the brownie mix. Let's start by opening up the brownie mix. Like some ASMR for you guys. There we go. So something I would do when I was in a codependent relationship and I didn't know how to cope is I would make brownies and I would just eat the mix all the time. This caused some issues for me, so I don't recommend doing the mix all the time. So first we're going to do 1/3 vegetable oil. Get it all out. Ooh. And then I'm also going to preheat the oven to 325. Beautiful. Got that going over there. Now back to it. After that, we're going to add 1/4 cup of water. Start by stirring that in. Start by stirring the water and oil together into the brownie mix. You want to get all the clumps out. I like this blue spatula, baking spoon, whatever it's called. If someone has the right word for it, please let me know so that I don't keep calling it the wrong thing. Ooh, it looks so beautiful. I do kind of want to eat all the dough now though, but I won't do it. I need these brownies for New Year's Eve, you know. I need them for tonight. And I'm going to try to make a dessert platter, that's what it's called. And in the dessert platter, I'm going to do the brownies. I'm going to do the Rolos with the pecans and the little pretzels on them that are called Rolo Pretzel Delights that I cooked in one of my other videos. And then I'm maybe going to do some strawberries dipped in chocolate. We'll see. I might film that. So now we're going to get one of the eggs out. I love these brown eggs from Whole Foods. I always get a napkin for the egg afterwards. Gotta put it over here. Move these scissors out of the way. We're done with these. So I used to be good at cracking eggs. Now I don't know how. Well, I guess that one was alright. Make sure there's no shells in there. And then we're going to blend this together. So good. You know, in some of the last videos we went over if your husband or significant other gives you rules, that is a major red flag. Also, hear the plane in the background. When we're on set, we're always like, plane, and then you stop the audio. But we're gonna keep it because why not? And you know, that's one of the big things about the show is a lot of people tell me all the time, hey Tara, I left my abusive partner because of the show. I was able to recognize the red flags because I saw them in Dirty John. And that's the reason why I tell my story and keep being public about it. And I think that it's important to keep talking about red flags. Keep spreading awareness. And don't let anyone take your voice away. I think there are times where you have to be careful. Say you're trying to plan your leave. Maybe be careful who you talk about it with then. You always need to confide in safe people. Ooh, look at that. And also, if you're going through legal stuff, it's not always best to speak out. Always talk to your lawyer and see their opinion before you even think about speaking out then. And just know, if you can't in this moment, there will always be a time and place to speak out. You know, if you can't now, later. Patience is a virtue. And we all just need to learn it. Ooh, so gorgeous. Now I'm going to get a baking pan, and then we're going to put this in the baking pan. And maybe do a few more stirs, just because it's so beautiful. Look at that. But yeah, always make sure you know when to speak out. Sometimes it may not always be the best time. So now we're going to clean up a bit, and I'm going to get out a pan to put this in so that we can bake the brownies. And I think this time, normally I make it a bit thick, but this time we're going to make it thin, and we're going to put it in a bigger pan. So I'll show you next. So there's some oil left over from this. So I'm just going to put that on that, get it all out. And I'm going to get a napkin. Here's napkins. We just need one for this. And because I'm slightly cheap, we're trying to get all that, and then we'll just do a little dollop. We're just going to get this on the bottom. Sides. Do you like it how I paint on my counter? I'll paint bags, like to-go bags. I'll reuse them, save them, and then I'll put them out on my counters dry, and then that will happen. So yeah. So now we'll put in the brownie mix. Now it's time to put this all in here. Get it all out. These are going to be super thin, but that's what I want. Whoops. A little over the edge. You just want to use this to get it all out, unless you want to save. Like, this is a really big pan. Usually I don't use this big a pan. I like to honestly use like half this size so that I can get them a bit thicker. And sometimes I'll even double up on them. And you know, Costco actually has a pack of either 4 or 6 there. It's been a while since I've been to Costco, but I know it's still there. Ghirardelli brownie mix. And then sometimes I'll also add in more chocolate chips to this. But today we're just going to do it by the box. And we want it nice and thin. Just for this one. If you want it thicker, do thicker. I encourage you to, you girl or boy or whoever you are, and you know, something interesting too is we have a lot of statistics and not enough statistics with domestic violence with, oh, it's ready. Put it in. There we go. But we have a lot of statistics compared to non-binary relationships, partners of same sex, all of that. We don't have a lot of research on that, but we have a little bit more on male and female dynamics. So that's just an interesting thought. Now we're going to put this into the oven for 39-ish minutes. Let's check on it in 39 minutes and see how it goes. Going to put it in the middle rack. Now let's wait. We're going to wait like 39 minutes. And you know, one way to check is to get a toothpick and put it in the middle. Also, a knife is a bit aggressive though, but hey, it works, you know, and this girl's good with knives. Hope you enjoyed that joke. In the meantime, let's talk a little bit about narcissists, New Year's. You know, they may have a lot of expectations on New Year's. Say, you know, you have to have the perfect dress, the perfect everything. You have to look like the perfect arm candy for New Year's, or say they don't really care about that in an aspect, but they care about their food and their meals, and if they have people over, or they just really want you to let them do whatever they want on New Year's. That's kind of like a narcissist thing to look out for, is, you know, there's certain expectations on New Year's. Narcissists are just all about the holidays, you know, good and bad. They either hold you to a really high standard, or they are very super critical during that time. So, you know, pay attention to New Year's and the things that happened this past holiday. Are they supportive? Are they there for you? And maybe we're not talking about narcissists, but we're talking about a toxic relationship. Pay attention to all of it. It's really important to pay attention to the details. And back to some tips about how to speak out is if you are not at that place where you can speak out, you can trust in maybe a couple people. Think of those couple people that are safe. You really want safe people to confide in, opposed to just sharing it with everyone. Because if you share it with everyone sometimes, then you're going to be open to certain criticism that you may not be aware of. And also it may get back to your abuser right away. So we don't want that. Plan when you even speak out. That's so important. And then now we're just going to wait. Just checking up on them. So the brownies are all ready. I checked with a plastic knife and I checked in the middle. It's all good. And now I'm going to wait for them to cool down, and then I'm going to cut them up and then serve. They're still a touch hot, but this is where I'm going to start to cut them from because I made that spot. So I'm going to make them tinier than normal because I want a lot to be served. Also, while I was waiting for these to cook, I watched The Notebook. And that relationship is very interesting because we all love that movie, a Nicholas Sparks movie. But I think how Noah asked Allie out was very toxic. Oh, that one's a little bit bigger. He's climbed up on the Ferris wheel. He didn't take no for an answer. Didn't respect her boundaries. And that is one of the romantic movies that we know of. Also, Casablanca, very misogynistic, very toxic. Always the damsel in distress. These big men come in, saving the women. We really don't need that narrative. And it also makes this so normalized. So when you want to speak up, people are like, this happens every day, Or, oh, I don't see the big deal of that because it's so normalized in a sense. Abuse is just so normalized sometimes. So we got all of these guys. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. We got 24 brownies. I just broke off a piece. They really are that good. So good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, click the like button. If you like this video, check out the other ones, but the audio is better in this one because I just got a new mic, a new Rode mic, so check it out. I'll also link it if you guys want to get one yourself because I encourage everyone to live out their passion, make that content if they want to make that content. And then also check out my other content. I have a Survivor Squad episode every Thursday with Collier Landry. And every week is a new Survivor story. So check it out and you'll get a new Survivor every single week. And then Collier and I will just be there to support. Yes, so check it out. See you guys next time. I hope you like this video.